Hello everyone, River once again with my predictions for Tna Lockdown 2009. First match up is the IWPG Junior Tag Team Championship match with Motor City Machine Guns of Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley defending against the Latin American Exchange, Homicide of Hernandez, and No Limit, Nato and Yujiro. Hopefully I pronounced those right. But my prediction for this match is no limit, simply because they are probably going to be heading back to Japan, which would explain why Doug Williams and Brutus Magnus will be put in place of the Shears group as far as forming that stable. So no limit to win the titles back and go back to New Japan with a little bit more spotlight shown on them. The next up is the Queen of the Cage match with ODB versus Daphne versus Medicine Rain versus Sojourner Bolt, who cares about the match in all honesty. And that's not a knock on the women in the match, because as far as I'm concerned, female wrestlers are most of the time just as talented as the males. It's just TNA's knockout division used to mean something, and quite frankly now it doesn't. As far as who wins this match, I'm picking Daphne, but the safe money would be on ODE just because she is in these situations kind of the go-to girl as far as TNA's faces go. Next up is the three-way dance for the TNA Women's Knockout Championship with Awesome Kong defending against Taylor Wilde, the Roll-Up Queen, and Angelina Love of the Beautiful People. My prediction for this match is Angelina Love winning the title. And the reason I say this is because, number one, it's a three-way match, which is typically when you have a dominant champion, is the easiest way to get the title off of that champion without making them look weak. And as shown with back when Samoa Joe was feuding with AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels, you know, they don't want to make the big bad SOB look bad, weak in any way, because that'll hurt their money to be made off of that. So you stick them in a three-way match and you let whoever pin whoever else. So I figure Angelina Love wins the title through this match, and hopefully they keep it away from Kong for a good long while. Just because, and this is not meant in disrespect, Kong is a novelty act. You know, no matter how talented she is in the ring, it's always going to boil down to you're fighting people who basically you're two of, and there's no way you can really come off as them believably beating you in a fair situation. But you know, so again, Angelina Love to take the Knockout Championship. Two beautiful people. Next is the Doomsday Chamber of Blood match with Abyss versus Matt Morgan, and I am refusing to call Matt Morgan the Blueprint because, quite frankly, any blueprint for the big man of tomorrow in the wrestling business should either be labeled Kane or The Undertaker, and Matt Morgan is nowhere near that now, and I doubt he will ever be near the level of Taker or Kane, either way you go about it. As far as this match, hopefully Abyss wins, because it's about damn time he won against Morgan. You know, he keeps getting kind of thrown to the wolves when it comes to, you know, insane BS storylines, and you know, it's not the same as with Kane, to where, you know, they put some crappy stuff on Kane, but you know, Kane's never lost, I think, the standing in the fan eyes. I think with Abyss, people still like him, but they like him when he's getting his ass kicked, and not when he's the one tormenting or kicking somebody's ass. Well, you know, there you go. So hopefully Abyss wins. Next up is the X Division Escape match with Suicide defending the X Division title against Black Machismo, Jay Lethal, Consequence Creed, Sheik Abdul Bashir, and Kiyoshi. Now I'm picking Suicide to retain just because they put the belt on him last month, And of course, now that Kaz is taking over, spoiler, don't watch it if you don't want to know. Too late, so ha. But yeah, so Kaz taking over, unless they're gonna unmask him tomorrow or the next Impact, yeah, just leave the belt on him or put it on Sheik Abdul Bashir, help up his group. Next up is the Tag Team Unification match with TNA Tag Team Champions Beer Money Inc. versus IWPG Tag Team Champions of Team BD. Being in Philly and being in a steel cage, everything is building up for the Dudleys to win and become the 22-time Tag Team Champ, or 21. You keep saying 21, so fuck it. But, safe money's on Team 3D winning. I hope that Beer Money wins because given the little vignettes that they've been doing on Devon and Bubba Ray and, how they want to give back to the business and how they love the business, what's best for the business is Beer Money Inc. winning this match and getting the rub and becoming the more established tag team than what they've already made themselves. Next up is Lethal Lockdown match with the main event Mafia team of Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle, Booker T, and Scott Steiner versus the frontline team of Jeff Jarrett, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and again, spoiler alert, the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels. My prediction is hoping to God that the frontline wins, and hoping to God that Christopher Daniels is the guy who does most of the work and whose star shines the brightest in this match. Because, frankly, they tried AJ, they tried Joe, and it's gonna sound like I'm being hard on them. I know I'm not the guy who's gonna get his ass in the ring and be able to, wrestle all night or anything like that. I'm not the first to comment on it, but Joe looks out of shape, and a minute and a half match is not long enough. And the whole Nation of Violence thing is, it's kind of like you look at the main event Mafia and you see all the crap they pull and all the political bullshit they're supposed to pull. It's like, why the fuck wouldn't they just call the cops and get him arrested? Simple as that. That would solve the fucking problem. But again, pro wrestling and the real world don't mix well. But, so that's that. I'm going, like I said, hopefully the front line wins. Christopher Daniels comes out looking like a breath of fresh air and saves the company. But there's, and I know it's going to be unfair to put it on him, but he is the one with the history of putting the screw jobs, the swerves, all that good stuff. But with Vince Russo's involvement, there's always in the back of your head, like, okay, is he going to have Jarrett turn on the front line and side with the Mafia, which they've been hinting at and slowly kind of build to. But there's all, there's no kind of point of, okay, they're trying to build that a little bit and throwing that out there so much, and they're not going to do it. But we'll see when it comes, again, hopefully frontline wins. Next up would be the TNA Heavyweight Championship match. That's pretty much 20 years too late. Sting defending against Mick Foley, and no disrespect to either guy, but neither one of them should be a fucking champion. Sting is not nearly as good as he once was, and that's just the ravages of age. He's not Ric Flair. Let's be honest. Ric Flair is a freak of fucking nature. But, okay. So, again, and Mick Foley can barely walk, as I believe Go pointed out. So, yeah. But Sting to retain because putting the belt on Foley is just dog dumb. That's my predictions, and thoughts, opinions, disagreements, please contact.